only completely reliable method for preventing backflow is to create an air gap. This is an airspace that separates a water supply outlet from any potentially contaminated source. A properly designed and installed sink typically has two air gaps to prevent backflow. One is the airspace between the faucet and the floodder of the sink. The other is located between the drain pipe of the sink and the floor drain of the establishment. Now, grease traps are often installed to prevent a grease buildup from creating a drain blockage. These traps should be regularly maintained to allow for proper functioning. Because the plumbing on grease traps can also pose a contamination risk, make sure that only licensed plumbers install and maintain those pipes. Another possible plumbing problem, and a dangerous one, can be caused by sewage. Sewage and wastewater are contaminated with pathogens, soils, and chemicals, and it's absolutely essential to prevent them from contaminating food or food contact surfaces. If raw sewage backs up in your operation, close the affected area right away. Then fix the problem and thoroughly clean the area. Sewage is obviously a source of contamination, but a lot of people are surprised to learn that lighting fixtures also pose contamination risks. That's because shattered light bulbs can contaminate food and food contact surfaces. To prevent that kind of contamination, you should use shatter-resistant light bulbs, or put protective covers made of metal mesh or plastic over your fixtures. Here's something you may not know. There are requirements that specify the minimum level of light necessary in each area of your operation. Lighting requirements are usually measured in units called foot candles, or lux. Prep areas require the most light. Here, lighting must be at least 50 foot candles, 540 lux. You'll need at least 20 foot candles, 215 lux of light, in hand washing and dishwashing areas, buffets, salad bars, and displays for produce or packaged food, in wait stations and utensil storage areas, in restrooms, and inside some equipment, such as reach-in coolers. Finally, you'll need at least 10 foot candles, 108 lux of light, inside walk-in coolers and freezers, dry storage areas, and dining rooms. You also have to look at some of the other equipment in your kitchen, like your ventilation. Your ventilation hoods, fans, guards, and ductwork shouldn't ever drip onto food or equipment. Your hood filters or grease extractors have to be tight-fitting and easy to remove, and they should be cleaned on a regular basis. The last thing to look at for a sanitary facility is the procedures and equipment you've put into place to handle garbage. Garbage attracts pests, and it can contaminate food, equipment, and utensils. You have to prevent odors, pests, and possible contamination. So you've got to remove garbage from food preparation areas as quickly as possible. Make sure that garbage containers are leak-proof, waterproof, and pest-proof, and line them with either plastic bags or wet-strength paper bags. All outdoor garbage containers should be placed on a smooth, non-absorbent surface. They should have tight-fitting lids and should be kept covered at all times. And make sure you keep the drain plugs in place. Another thing, garbage containers should be easy to clean, and they should be cleaned frequently. This has to be done, and done thoroughly. And that means cleaning it both inside and out. This should never be done near areas used for food preparation or storage. Okay, that covers sanitary equipment and facilities. Now, I want to talk about cleaning and sanitizing. I want to stop here at Whistling River Amusement Park because, in my book, their food safety practices are second to none. Alan Schumer is a guy who knows a lot about good cleaning and sanitizing practices. To get a handle on cleaning and sanitizing, you have to know the difference between cleaning and sanitizing, the properties and uses of cleaning agents, the different methods of sanitizing, and the different types of dishwashing machines and their proper operation. You'll also have to know how to clean and sanitize equipment using a 3-compartment sink. Then there's the proper storage of utensils, tableware, and equipment. The proper storage of cleaning tools and supplies, and the proper use and storage of hazardous materials. Cleaning is the process of removing food and other types of soil from a surface, such as a prep table or plate, while sanitizing is the process of reducing the number of pathogens on a clean surface to safe levels. Effective cleaning and sanitizing is a 2-step process. The surfaces have got to first be cleaned and rinsed before being sanitized.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Everything in the operation has got to be kept clean. But any surface that comes in contact with food, such as knives, utensils, and cutting boards, has to be cleaned and sanitized.
So all food contact surfaces must be washed, then rinsed, and then sanitized. And you have to do it after each use. Anytime you begin working with another type of food, anytime you're interrupted during a task and the tools or items you've been working with may have been contaminated, and at 4-hour intervals if items are constantly used. These aren't options or something that should be done most of the time. These are practices that should be followed all of the time.
Cleaning agents are chemical compounds that remove food, soil, rust, stains, minerals, and other deposits.
Since cleaning agents all have different properties, you should ask your supplier to help you select the ones that will meet your needs. There are different types of cleaners, and they've got specific uses.
There are general purpose detergents, which remove fresh dirt from floors, walls, ceilings, prep surfaces, and most equipment and utensils. Heavy-duty detergents, on the other hand, remove wax, aged or dried dirt, and baked-on grease. Dishwasher detergents are an example. Then there are solvent cleaners, which are often called degreasers, and these are alkaline detergents containing a grease-dissolving agent. They work well in areas where grease is burned on and are usually only effective at full strength. Acid cleaners